sit here and talk to myself until people show up. This will be our first BSA Memorial Chat. We will be having another one again today, Friday, from 7 to 9. Start playing a rock until somebody pops up and makes me have to stop and say something. So, welcome to live rock carving. Well, thanks somebody for a thumb. There it is. Everybody's having a good Friday. Here comes some noise. That actually kind of scared me a little bit. Especially I'm sitting right here crammed up against the washing machine too. Hey, Mike. Hey, Cosmic Girl. Well, now I can just switch over to doing it by hand now. Max is probably ready for some lunch anyway. I think I've ruined him getting him used to being fed 3 times a day. The constructions for him say once a day, but I think I'd be a little mad if I was that small in a small space and only got 2 little pebbles of food every day. Mr. Codger's neighborhood. Ignore, buddy. Just really cannot twist this thing around very well. I have to rebuild this. I'm gonna have to rebuild this filming jig. That's all there is to it. And the lighting sucks. Hey, Alias. Oh. Yeah, that'd be about as good as we'll get a view on him until I get him interested in what I'm doing. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving yesterday. Tony got her phone hacked. She's pretty upset. And of course, I'm waiting to see what all other hell breaks loose from it. It's only just started. There's gonna be more. I slept most of Thanksgiving Day, thankfully. And I'm thankful I got to sleep most of the day. Yeah, I sat down with that tool today. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, but you're making things for people to make music with, man. You're spreading joy. Man. Yeah, there's been a rash of shit going around Messenger and Facebook. Just be on guard. There's probably gonna be more than a few people that get the thing of, oh my lord, I need this code for this, that, or the other, and don't just crank out that code. You call that person in person. Because we're still waiting to see all the damage that's been done. I try. You should see me on my bad days. Those. That is a picture of Bruce Schwartz, the channel founder of Bruce Sees All. And that's one of the things you're seeing. That's a fighting fish, and this is a stone I'm slowly carving. Right now I'm doing the sanding part because I want to empty out that spot to make it like a worry rock. And then I'm going to carve stuff in it. And then I'm going to fill the carvings up with gold and epoxy. Yeah, Bruce is gone, unfortunately. So I'm going to keep doing his lives on his schedule. We're going to keep advertising his channel. We're going to get him up to 1 million viewers. That's the whole point of all this, is to have that channel link dropped. Talk about his work. He was. You know, I had a Facebook page, and after I set it up and got off of it the next day, I couldn't get back on it. And then after she got hacked, I deleted the app completely. Yeah, we're still, I mean, I cried about it last night. Yeah. I mean, literally everybody had gotten up expecting, a live that day, I believe, and then there wasn't one. They're gonna do everything they can to do that. Been doing as much of my digging as I could do, and according to Cliff High, around the end of the week here, December 3rd, we should be having some shit pop off. As I understand it, Zoom King, he was getting ready for his day, or had gotten ready for his day, and they found him in his living room or bathroom. I'm not 100% sure which, but he was sitting against the wall with his head down, looked peaceful, like he was asleep. The back door was unlocked, which was not normal, and the autopsy results are going to take a year. That's just it. We don't know, Lauren or Lonnie. The results are going to be a year before they come back, which immediately to me screamed bullshit. I mean, if it's natural causes, and it should be easy to tell. In my mind, they're trying to let everybody have time to forget. But we're not going to let that happen. We're gonna keep pushing his channel. As long as he's getting traffic through there, they're not going to close that channel. Anything they can throw a commercial on, they're gonna keep it up. No, it's generally not. Generally, autopsy results can come back in as short as 60 days or 30 days. Especially if it's like natural causes. I mean, they look through and, check off the boxes. But they're dragging the hell out of their feet this time. Yeah, not normal at all. That as soon as I heard it was going to take a year for the autopsy reports, that just cried foul. That's some bullshit right there. And of course, that came out. I'm 100% certain if anything unforetold happened to Bruce, it was because of the work he was doing and what he was showing. And so, since I also knew about something that was kind of freaky and weird, I've taken it upon myself to advertise that, call as much attention to myself about it as I can, while advertising for Bruce. Yeah, exactly. Mike, a couple of months is as long as it should take anywhere if competent doctor, unless they're gonna fucking do some kind of gene sequencing or something. Me neither. I don't think it was at all. I mean, now there's stuff that they've got. They can do mind control with frequencies. There's no telling what all they can do. And generally, it's been my experience, if you can imagine it, they can do it. And they don't ask permission. They just do it. They tell you, they tell you either while they're doing it to you or after they've done it. But when when Darla and Jason gets here, we'll try to calm that talk. Focus in on the amazing shit Bruce was seeing up there, man. Who here remembers the pop-up launch bay door? I mean, oh my God. That was a one in a gajillion catch. And he caught it right on the horizon line, and it pops open and shoots out a ship. That's what I'm saying, yeah. They can just shoot a sound wave at you and bloop. They've got some people that they've snatched up and took away for a while and brought back, and there's not a whole lot of stuff that can put them down. But most people are pretty damn fragile. And it just drives me crazy that these people that are You know, you hand them the piece of paper, they read it, and they tilt their head, and they go take care of that, and they don't realize that sooner or later it's going to be their turn. I mean, they don't get no special passes. Yep, I'm wanting to get one too. I wanna start going and doing the moon watching and the sun watching. Draw double attention to it, and the whole time I'm gonna be watching that I'm doing any moon watching. Bruce's name is gonna be every other word out my mouth, because I wouldn't be looking at it if it wasn't for him. I mean, he's the whole reason I got hooked on the looking up at the damn sky shit. I mean, yeah, I always hung around, you know, and looked up at the moon, and it was pretty and all that, and, you know, sit around looking for shooting stars and whatnot. And of course, before I ran across Bruce's channel, it was I wonder if there are aliens up there. Well, that I wonder went away real quick when I ran across Bruce's channel. There wasn't a whole lot of question left. Pretty much there are, they're there, and they're up there zipping around. They got a fucking launch bay door on the moon. You see, that's the other thing, Mike. I don't think it was just a gift, because he did have a gift, man. He had the gift for that. He was meant to bring that shit out. And then that was like, he made it his life. Like that was his thing. You know, grab something to eat, go look at the moon. And that's what he did. I think everything else that he did to kill time until he could get to look at the moon. I really, really do. It's starting to come flat. Absolutely. Alias, you know how to drop a link. Make sure every now and again when you check on the chat, drop Bruce's link for me. I'm about as talented with technology as that fish in that bowl over there. That's one thing about it. Don't hold back from dropping Bruce's link or advertising for him, mentioning him in comments on any of the posts. That's the whole reason that I'm doing this, is so that we can get him to 1 million subscribers. In my view, if before something happens to this channel or this phone, because I've long since forgotten any of these passwords, I will have failed if I don't get him to 1 million viewers. Of course, I will be getting another phone and finding somebody and bugging the hell out of them, eventually getting everybody back together again. I'm not going to let it lay. It's just, that wouldn't be cool. But yeah, every Friday we'll be doing something, most likely sitting around talking, because I know jack all about technology, and we're working with an Android phone here, people. I did find some stuff that you can buy for attachments to You can really do a lot of shit with an Android if you try. Hey, Jules. You're welcome, hon. Y'all are, I mean, and it sounds corny to say, but y'all are as close to family as I've ever had. There's a big long story behind all that shit. Suffice it to say, y'all are the closest to family I've ever had. Y'all have been more kind to me longer than any group of human beings I've ever been around. Cutting out pretty good. I should have been doing this by hand the whole damn time. For some reason, here lately I've been able to do more of this stonework faster by hand than with the power tools. I can't exactly say I understand it. Yeah, I've been thinking about getting some SD cards and having TJ download as many and as much of it as possible. Gabberbeast has the whole channel duplicated, so, you know, there's at least one copy of everything. Well, I did see that that Darla was able to get on the channel and post, so she does have control of the channel. Finally, they, you know, like in YouTube, they had dragged their ass as much as they could. I bet you anything they were trying to figure out some way they didn't have to relinquish control of that channel, so that they could just take all the revenue and keep it. Yeah, Gabberbeast has a copy of everything. He's been, through the years, he's been translating it out and rebroadcasting it for the people in China. So, Bruce has fans in China. I would have never imagined it. I thought they kept that place locked down tight. Hey, Darla. Love you, hon. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I was down in the dumps, but I did my best not to be hostile about it. Got that void taken out. I've gotten this far on it. Trying to leave a little bit of rough around the edge. Well, not rough, but not completely finished out either. Yeah, that had me crying. That had me crying. And at the end, the advice Jason gave, and it's very sound advice to cherish the time you have with your family. You know, be thankful for it, because some people just don't have that. I mean, me and Tony were talking about it last night after all the other shit finally got calmed down. And you guys really are more like family than the people that made me. Yeah, so true. I explained to Tony, you know, we may be together a lot, and I'm stuck here waiting on this damn medical crap to go do whatever the hell it's supposed to get done doing, so they can say, yeah, you can drive again. And she's been shouldering this whole burden this whole damn time. And I feel horrible about it because, well, she's been shouldering this whole burden this whole damn time. Oh, Lord. Even she said she wouldn't know, she wouldn't want to see where I would have ended up if she hadn't come back and I didn't have you all, because there's been a couple of times lately that there's been a couple of things happened and I thought, well, I'll just go take care of this and consequences be damned. But then, you know, can't leave my baby. I love my woman. I loves my womans. Let me see here. How about if I just do this? There we go. Yeah. I think I believe that too. I think family chooses each other. I mean, being one that has some belief in reincarnation, I fully have, you know, some kind of inkling that every time we're run back through this bitch, we end up running back across our crowd again. And then, well, this particular time, there was a reason I couldn't just not watch Bruce, because there was an immediate familiarity there. And the longer I watched, the more it got to where it was an intrusive thought that he had been up there with me during that 20 and back. And I'm sure, you know, I wish to hell I could ask him, make him pick his brain about it now. I should have done it. But I'm sure there's got to be some period where he had a good 15, 30 minutes, just nobody knew what the fuck was up. He was late and had no explanation for it. Yeah, that's the two. And of course, that's me poking out my belly and trying to look goofy. Dad said he wanted me in the picture, and I said, well, okay, but I'm just going to stand back here and look stupid. All I did was glue stuff together. And it was smoldering metal glue, but yeah, all I did was glue it all together. Okay, we'll be here. When you get back, drop that link for Bruce's channel too. Like if I knew how to do it and could do it easily from the phone, every time it scrolled up off of my little message thing, I'd stick it back up there. Oh yeah, that one, this one, that's the lamp behind me. When let's see, when we got done making that and I set it down here and leaned it up against the bowl and let go of it, that light was right there on that little shirt button, and it looked like the classic outline of the bright glowing UFO. It looked like it was lighting his face up. And this morning I got up and saw the video that Jason had dropped, and it made me think that I really need to start paying attention to my dreams, because it wasn't a whole lot of time before Bruce passed that I had finally had a dream where Dad had come and we said our goodbyes at the door, and he gave me a hug and he left, and I woke up feeling a whole lot better. And had the same dream about Bruce. He was like, well, I'll see you later, buddy. And he left, I woke up and didn't really feel better. I mean, I cried because I couldn't go with him. And then the last dream that I had just a few days ago was about a dude with a white beard. He was kind of friendly looking. Today, Jason dropped a video. What would Jesus look like, or what does Jesus look like? Well, the dude in my dream looked a lot like that dude on the thumbnail, except friendlier. It crossed my mind if God's decided to use me for some kind of a sounding board, I hope he knows. I mean, obviously he must know what the hell he's doing, but I have some severe brain damage and shit, so he's gonna have to have a finger on the wheel at all times. we could very easily slip into a ditch. Go. And it's getting there. It's getting there. Yeah, I mean that's the same impression that I got, is that it's okay. And hey, Geneva, but it made me start to think. And I mean, I had already had the thought, but it cemented the thought in my mind that we don't so much cry for the ones that have passed. We cry more because we don't get to go with them. We're stuck here. Apparently, and I try very hard to look at it this way to make peace with it. Whatever he was down here that he was supposed to do, he did, and he was needed somewhere else. And God's got a schedule. God waits for no man. And we still got something to do. Whatever the hell that is. All the shit that I've lived through and survived, I can't imagine what in the hell he could possibly have left for me to do. Maybe it's supposed to get down to where I tell people, if you don't believe in him, he's just going to keep you around until you do. Wow. That is crazy. You see, now be watching for that. Be watching for a situation like that. Because I've noticed a lot that, like, people will mention stuff from their dreams, and then there'll be something to point towards it. I mean, and that last one that I had with the dude with the white hair, oh buddy. I mean, I had been thinking about it, and then this morning I got up and saw the thumbnail on Jason's video, and I was like, well, shit. I wonder if God's like trying to get around to telling me something or get my attention about something. Huh. Well, let's see. Maybe that's God trying to tell you that you're not among your own kind there. Whatever the hell that means. Or maybe you're an outsider among the group. I mean, I've never had a question on whether or not I was the outsider of a group. I pretty much accept it. Yeah, I got your clothes dried for you. I got bad news. Let me see it. Bank and the bank. Yeah. Oh, if you're late with your taxes, that could be just sheer worry. Money is one of the dumbest things, man. This morning I was watching a clip show, and they had a little segment on there about a dog that had been abandoned near a college campus in, I want to say, Korea or somewhere like that. It's got to be somewhere where they don't eat the dogs. But he decided that there's a lot of people around here and they like to pet me, so he made the place his home. And the students would feed him and stuff, but he caught on to the fact, he'd go, they go over here to these people with the food and stuff, and they give him these green things, and then they give him food. So he started showing up at the little stands, and he'd have a leaf in his mouth, and they'd give him some food for it. The dog watched people and figured out commerce. That's how difficult and made up it is. A dog could figure it out. Have a good one, Alias. I'll be back on about 7. Between 6:30 and 7:30. We'll eventually just get used to showing up sooner or later, since I don't know how to do the damn notices. I'm telling you, man, if I was a technician of any kind, especially working on a moving machine, everybody better bring safety equipment and everything else. Protective gear, all that good stuff. Where's my damn pencil at? Between 6:30 and 7:30 my time. No tight schedule, because I honestly don't know what'll be going down. This is one of those things I'm gonna squeeze in, because damn it, I'm gonna do it. To hell with the problems it causes. I'll worry about that later. One thing I got is time. That's what I'm saying. It's what we're doing is no different than playing store. See, right now the time is on the clock behind me. Right now the time's about 1:20 here. So that might help everybody sync up. Goodness gracious, what's wrong, Lily? I can't pick you up, Pet Mama. And she walks away. Her world has been destroyed. I love these dogs, man. There is just nothing. Not even a person can be as pure-hearted as a dog. Or an animal. And it's one thing about it, they won't hide their feelings to save yours. Yeah, but I will be trying to get on Fridays by 1 o'clock here. And then later tonight we'll be back at 7. And hopefully by then, if I stay at this, we'll be ready to start cutting some letters in front of this. For gear to hook up to the... Oh, wow. That's the same as Kentucky time. That's crazy. I figured y'all be in huge difference. Alrighty. Yeah, I think the next one I get is going to be a retired police dog. Just because. Either that or I'll go to the shelter and tell them I want the one you're about to put down. Give him a reprieve. There's one particular house on this road, and I have to drive by it. Well, have to ride by it at least once a day. And inside that house is one of my dogs. And they'll be very lucky if when I get to West Virginia I don't come back to visit. And the worst thing about it is, it's my mom that did it. Well, the woman that made me. And I mean, the shit you hear in these stories, and 40 years later, he just pops up out of nowhere because the woman they implanted him in decided she'd keep him, and they had no real use for it, so they let her. And they actually do that shit. They crossbred a chimpanzee with a human once. Sorry, an orangutan with a human once. And that was one weird, scary looking, creepy motherfucker. I mean, he wasn't stupid, but he looked retarded. Like medically. Like severe. Yeah, it don't look too bad. That don't look too bad. Where is that fingernail block? Oh yeah, they've done all kinds of shit. The little bit of stuff that leaks out that's so far out that can easily be counted off as made up is not even the tip of the iceberg. I mean, that's the whole point of their little program is to use most of us as a resource. And for the longest time, there has been treaties with these different factions and races. And okay, you give us your space flashlight and we'll let you kidnap 40 humans from Alabama. But you can't kill them, you have to bring them back. and then they'll give them the space flashlight, and they'll go take as many people as they damn well please. Use them for whatever they damn well please. And the ones that get abducted and come back and all they've got to show for it is nightmares and shit, they're the lucky ones. A lot of them just don't come back. And the weird thing of it is, they talk about how hard time travel is and shit, and it's not hard. Vibration and frequency. Match that with location, you've time traveled. Only hard thing is locking that vibration into the matter that's been transported so that it can stay there. Probably, shit, last time y'all had a dream about being in the Old West, somebody looking around like there was a ghost, you were probably that ghost. You were probably in the Old West. These rules everybody thinks that reality works by is just not true. And I mean, I've had to I'm wondering if something does pop off by next week, if I'm gonna be involved in it there and here. I'm not exactly sure how that part works. It's kind of like Pinocchio's nose grows when he tells a lie. But if he didn't say anything but my nose is about to grow, well then if his nose didn't grow, then he's told a lie. And if his nose doesn't grow, he's told a lie. So what the fuck? You know, I've got this one light that cycles through all of them. It's like an old grow light for a fish tank is what it is. And at night for them, so they could sleep, you can put it on this setting where it just cycles through all the spectrums. And I did that quite a bit. Of course, got rid of the fish tank a long time ago. And now I just use it for a regular old light. Where is that pad at? Okay, well, here we go. Yeah, I believe by 7 o'clock I'll have this ready to have at least a letter cut into it. Because I've started the polishing already. Like literally just now when I picked it back up. Yeah, I've looked into some attachments for the phone so that we can get some better sun pics, some cheap moon video until get a hold of a camera. It was funny. Tony's like, "How are you going to get a camera?" I'm like, hell, I'll just take a loan out for it, like the truck. Like, I'm not sure they'll do that. And I'm like, well, they'll give me another loan for the truck, and I'll just use it to buy a camera. You know, they don't have to know. So there's the 4,000. Yeah, me and Tony were talking about the filming and the videos. And she's like, yeah, we really need to get you a place set up that's not crammed up against the washer and dryer. Of course, we get to West Virginia, I'll probably reclaim the coffee table so that I can actually make things perfectly flat. Yeah, I've tried to put the second one on there today, and it just doesn't work. I'm gonna have to get an actual sun filter. I mean, there's just, you know, the country mechanic look at the sun, ain't that strange stuff. Welding lens works pretty good, but I'm not getting what I want out of it. I want a little more detail. I want to see what the hell that glare is. What is making that glare? And I want to draw enough attention so that they want to shut me up. It's a compulsion. You know, I've been looking at that for a year, and I was trying to take it and run with it, and he's like, no, keep watching it. I'm doing the moon. I'm gonna leave that for you. And I mean, he could have took it. He could have done so much more with it than I could fucking do. So much more with it, so much faster and so much better. But he didn't want to take it. Yes. And I have a picture that I sent to Bruce either very early this year or last year during the summer that shows at least 5 objects up there. And I'm thinking at the time is what they were doing was they were moving those lenses into place. Because I think what that is just a big old stack of Fresnel lenses, and whenever they want to, they point it at something, focus it, and it's the perfect, the perfect solar-based weapon. You just burn a motherfucker right up. The temperature of the sun in an instant. No more water fire next time. And I honestly believe that's what they're doing is they're using the every little bit of all the prophecies that they can to just get us every way that we can and have us sit back and sing songs and be happy about it and holler hallelujah. 'Cause that's what I'd do. I'd use their own beliefs against them. I'd come from every direction with it. I'd make them cheer for their own end and make them walk into it. And I'm afraid that's what they're doing to us. Because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure if God didn't want this stuff happening, he wouldn't let it happen. But I'm not 100% sure that it's him making it happen. He's letting it happen, but I don't think he's making it happen. And I think at a certain point, he's going to bring this shit to a stop. Whether it's like everybody's hoping, him coming down here and saying, look, that'll be just about enough. Or, him sending some other aliens that maybe demons, maybe angels, maybe evil pickles, might be fucking maniacal carrots. But it's going to be because he sent them. Got all my stuff vibrating around. That's what I'm saying. Earlier today, somebody, I think it was Blackjack Guitar, said he commented maybe it was the mini moon, but the mini moon is supposed to be too small to be able to be seen with the naked eye, and I really doubt I could capture it with a crappy ass Android. I mean, whatever that is, has got to be really close. That's what I'm saying. You might be able to do better now that you know that little trick with the welding lens. I've even had the thought cross my mind. I wonder how hard how much of a difference it would make to just get a cheap pair of Eclipse glasses and cut them in half and cut the arms off of them and stack those two pieces of plastic and look. Only thing you got to remember is if you've got 3 lenses and there's any space in between those lenses, you're going to have an artifact for each lens. Yeah. That's one of the things Bruce was mentioning about the moons. It's got to be closer. And I love the way he started pumping out the shorts, and after a little bit, I'm like, yeah, it's good that you're pumping out the shorts, but why are you circling the? He'd put out a short. He put out one that had the castle in the damn thing, right? Clearly, the castle right there, and just a little bit off under it to the left. I mean, it's an anomaly, but it's not as important as the castle. He circles this little anomaly here to draw attention to it, and makes the circle around the anomaly kind of bubbly shape up towards the castle. I was like, yeah, good move sneaking the castle in there. And I started doing that stuff too. It's gonna be a few sun videos tomorrow and the next day, probably later today, where I'm just not going to say anything and I'm going to edit them into shorts to draw more people through, get more chances to advertise to people for them to go look at Bruce's channel. That's what I was thinking. The eclipse glasses are made for that those specific light waves and stuff, so it might work. I had gone into the shop to grab my other welding helmet, and I thought I'll just pop the film out of that, and brought it in the house, freezing this morning. Brought it in the house and set it down and looked at it, and it's electric. It's one of those you turn it on and the flash from your arc is what powers the helmet. And you can't take it apart. I figured, hell, just pop the lens out. And I forgot I got a new helmet because I dropped that lens and broke it. I miss the days when I would look for excuses to buy tools. So we already got just a little bit of shine on here. Just a little bit. It's good and smooth too. And see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I make it deep enough so that it'll be almost impossible to wear it down from skin friction. But as it does, it shouldn't really change the look. Because after probably just a week or two, the epoxy that's on the top of that will be worn completely away. And then it'll be back down to that. So I'm really not happy with how the back of that faded. I might have to put some buffer compound on it. But yeah, any of y'all can go and get a welder's lens and look through it. And that's what I use. Hey, Blackjack. Yeah, we were just talking about you, Blackjack. Not in a bad way, though. Yeah, you had brought up the mini moon. The mini moon was supposed to be so small that we couldn't see it. And I think it's supposed to be gone. Where's that damn thing at? And see, I had worked on that thing for a good couple of hours with this and made almost no headway. And just in the hour, I haven't even been at it a whole hour here, and almost got it exactly where I want it by hand. I'll admit there are some ancient things that they couldn't have done by hand, but the polishing and stuff, if I can do it, why the hell couldn't they? I mean, the perfect flat surfaces, I'll admit they needed a machine to lay that out. But yeah, not impossible at all to do this with hand polishing. Not in any way. Yeah, you can just buy a welding lens. Yeah, you can just buy a welding lens. I'll go out in the shop today and I'll get the cardboard that my old one was in because I got really excited when I saw it and then realized that it was the cardboard for the broken lens. And mechanics will do that. We'll have something in the shop that's just a container so that we can look at that or take it with us to the store to get that because it's been that long since we've needed it. And it's got to be that exact one, mostly just because we like those particular kinds. I don't even remember the brand that I decided was my favorite. It may not exist anymore. All the damn Mandela effects they've had. The most in-my-face Mandela effect to date so far was when I went out to put some gas in the little smart car so that I could start it up to keep it working, and opened up the gas door, and it had a regular gas tank in it. When I clearly remember when I bought it, I made a big old deal about it, that it had a plastic gas tank on it, just like the Zero Turn. With a big old neck. Now it's got a regular gas tank, just like any other car. There's changes being made to the fabric of reality, whether anybody wants to believe it or not. We got one, I want to say he's a auto painter, and it's John Boy. I'm sure a lot of y'all know him, but he's noticed it. I mean, shit, he's pointed out Planet X a couple of times, and just mind blowing when he actually takes the time to stick his finger up there and point it out and outline it, and then you can clearly see, yeah, that's a planet hanging way up there behind the fucking clouds. But it's not up there all the time. Yeah. Hey, how about that one big rock? I forget where it's at, but it's got just a perfect slice through it, standing up on two little bitty pillars. Yeah, well, tonight I'll be able to show you exactly what kind I've got, the darkness and everything, because I'll just hold the thing up here for you to see. Worst thing I'll have to do is maybe cover up the brand name. Hopefully. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, oh God, let me see. If you scroll way, way down through my content, there'll be like a couple of sky videos that's just clouds, X's being drawn across the sky. And I pinned a comment from one of the pilots that happens to be around here. Just happened to want to rub it in, and he wanted to rub it in hard enough. I'm pretty sure that comment is still there, and he's just pretty flat out about it. Yeah, I love it when they tell us to turn on turn on the powder when we're over a populated area, knowing that I have that kind of power. I mean, he went into it. You could tell he likes it. And of course, my reply had to be, well, at least you're honest about it. You know? I believe he tried to come back 20 or 30 comments or responses later and be like, hey, I was just joking and this, that, and the other. No, the private jets get paid an extra $5,000 an hour to spray. And that's usually the ones that those flights have like the restrictions on fucking luggage and shit, like you can only do carry-on and stuff because the rest of the plane is full of chemicals, supposedly, allegedly. That's your two most important words to remember. Yep. Yep. I mean, I've probably looked up and looked dead at it and been looking at something else and didn't notice. Because every time I've seen it in somebody's video and it's been pointed out, it is just so fucking big. It looks like it's most of the sky. And that's what makes me think that CERN thinning out the dimensional barriers, and either one dimensional grade up or one dimensional grade down, that's in our sky. Except for this dimension, it's not. And from what I've been able to understand, the most agreed upon explanation, plus one that came from one of the scientists, was that they're trying to thin the barriers between the dimensions so that it's easier for these entities to cross back and forth. And it wasn't, 2 or 3 days ago they shut off the particle colliders. So for the last 3 or 4 days, they haven't been running. I don't know if they're waiting on some effect that they've started to take place or something, or if they don't know what the hell's supposed to be happening, but they've got them shut off. Which brings me back to thinking about the portal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so big you can't see it unless you either know exactly what to look for or it's pointed out to you. And then you go back out 2 or 3 hours later and it's not there. Or it'll be gone for 2 or 3 days, and then it's there for 2 or 3 days, and then it's not. What worries me, I think, is yesterday or day before, John Boy did a video pointing it out. And if it's up there after they turned off the particle colliders, doesn't that mean that they managed to merge the dimensions or some shit, or thin them out so that they could merge or cross over easier or something? So scratchy. And to me, it's amazing how more people aren't just curious as to why the hell they, all of a sudden they got different stuff coming out the back of the jets, and it's a different kind of fuel. The exhaust just never goes away because it's better for the environment, and everybody's like, oh, okay. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, we're gonna take this down another couple millimeters. But yeah, I'll get that sleeve that lens came out of and find out exactly what intensity it is and all that good stuff. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that was the whole thing about it. And everybody mostly talks about CERN, but there's a particle collider on, what do you call it, every nexus point of the ley lines. Which means somewhere out there on the other side of the planet under some fucking water, unless there's a hidden island, there's a particle collider. But everywhere they meet, God, what's that one fucking place? I want to say it's in Europe, and like they've got a couple of monuments on that line and a couple of monuments on another line, and there's a point where they cross over, and where they cross over, they stuck a particle collider under that bitch. It's all nice and quiet, and they're all working together. Even the ones in China, they work in tandem. So all this World War stuff and stuff, I guess you could say that's for our quote unquote benefit. That's just a story for us to hear, because they're all working together, allegedly. Fucking YouTube. But, yeah, supposedly we're the little dudes keeping all this stuff going so they can just be as evil as their little hearts want to be. Hey, Anika. Well, Mike, I tell you what, man. If the next thing that I try works any better, I'll stick my email address up, and you can get in contact with me, and I'll send you all the shit that you need to go and get. Because if it works out anywhere as good as it says it does, it's going to be way better than a welding shield. And plus, I'm trying to do this where anybody can do it. I mean, the stuff Bruce was doing, yeah, you needed that equipment, because he wanted to get right up there. He wanted to fucking do proctology exams on gnats on Mars. And whatever this is I'm looking at, I'm afraid it's closer than the moon. And I know just the implications. I mean, if it's just two lenses, and they move back and forth to focus some sunlight, they can burn up a place real quick. I remember there had been, does anybody else remember, like 3 or 4 years back, hearing some hype about the sun has gone out? And so seeing that up there with something not as bright, that brought that to mind. Hey, what if the sun went out and they're using that to keep things going? They're waiting on it to spark back up. That's what I'm saying. We're going to have to make this shit a team effort, because they're coming for all of us. I'm not worried about getting into any books. I'm not worried about being remembered, and I'm not worried about keeping it any kind of a secret what I've found to get the pats on the back. I actually should have been saying something a lot sooner, a long damn time ago. But I also didn't want to steal any of Bruce's thunder, and plus, I mean, be quite honest about it. If that is a space-based weapon up there that I've been looking at, there's not a lot we can do about it. Pray, cross our fingers, find holes to get in, deep ones. Buy a big-ass mirror. What the hell? I mean, what the fuck can you do? The absolute ultimate in sunburn. Yeah, I think that's gonna end up looking pretty good. And of course, I suck at layout, man. There we go. Yeah. That's one thing I've noticed too. I'm looking at that on the screen and it looks good. I lean out and I don't like it. I don't like it a bit. Well, he's doing good. He's over there on patrol. Come here, buddy. Come here. No, come over here. There he is. See, I told you, Jules, I'll put your ass to sleep in a heartbeat. You can just call me Sominex. That'd be my superhero bad guy name. Oh no. What? It's Sominex. Oh man. So now I believe I had just decided to do this in my handwriting like I did for Darla's, so that they would match. Yeah. So actually, let me get the cigar here. One moment, bear with me. There we go. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen like that. I woke up at 3 today, and I do have a shitty voice. Way easier to draw on something that's not a washboard. It is crazy how that shows up so much better on camera. That is just crazy. Can't even see it now. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge difference. So we need to do that part first. You know what? I should just freehand it. There we go. Bear with me, folks. I got another 28 minutes to take for y'all. Oh, yeah. See, the thing about this crap, you do like I did the last time and you get in a hurry with it, you'll be forgot what the next splitter is supposed to be by the time you get there. Mix of hard and soft. Just got little micro diamonds mixed up in there. One little dark spot. Little. Gotta love those micro diamonds, buddy. They're the best. I'll let Darla decide if she wants to be the one to show this finished, or if she wants all of us to watch it be finished. We may be privileged enough to be a part of this, but this is really for her. Man. Well, I love you, Darla. Whether they do or not. Oh yeah, that's way better than trying to draw. Last thing you want to do is give an epileptic a pencil. It's just dangerous all the way around. Man, the concentration this shit takes just to not shake. I gotta have a cigarette. I watched it last night, and then I watched it again this morning, and then I watched the one about what would Jesus look like if he came, or if he came back now, what would Jesus look like? You know, when I was a child, I cried a lot, and then after I hit about 14, I've cried 3 times. And then Bruce passed, and I've almost constantly cried. 9 times out of 10, when y'all hear me sitting here sniffling in the background, I'm crying. It just doesn't, I mean, I don't know. It affects me different. Usually I can keep it in, and I do. And so I do. I'll be right back, guys. Here's a check of life crap. Jesus goddamn Christ. Jesus goddamn Christ. I'm back. Oh Lord. Yeah, we'll be back 7:30. Apparently I've got a small, I don't know what you call it, errand to attend to here in about 30 minutes. But yeah, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that in just as deep as I can and try to make it a nice uniform width. Something about like, where is it? Where did it go? Where'd you go, you little bastard? Something about like, I don't know, like that deep and wide. Maybe a little deeper, depending on how thick the edge of this stone is. As it looks like it gets pretty thin right about there. I don't know, I might could. Let's see what I'll do. I'll go ahead and mark that while we're sitting here. There we go. Yeah, make it about yay deep. Right around in there somewhere. Oh man. Who showed up? Hey Joe. Oh man. Yeah, how's that lettering look? I think that's gonna be all right. Yeah, that'll be about right. Even fucked up and got the spacing. You even got the spacing in the right place by accident. Oh God, I love a hangover. I hope not. I hope not. I hope I haven't been around this ride so many times that the next time I'm born, I'm going to be like, damn it, man, here we go again. If I am, I'm going to be pulling that Neo shit. Y'all better listen. We'll get out of this crap. Yeah, that would just be just a billion years to do that like that. And that experiment comes to an end. Lord. Let me cut that B in here real quick before we go. Before we gotta go. Cut it in about that deep, maybe. Wrong way. Don't you love that? Yeah. Maybe a little bit deeper. All right, we still got 15 minutes. I'm gonna try to run around the outside of that B real quick before y'all get sick of me. Before I gotta go. And this is actually therapeutic for me, because I was in a little bipolar doldrums, or whatever you want to call it, depression dip. But the show must go on, and I didn't want to disappoint you guys. And you've actually kind of pulled me out of that shitty mood just by giving me somewhere to be, making me feel wanted whether I am or not. Yeah, I'll probably hop on, but everybody gets sick of talking to me. At least 9. Give everybody plenty of time to show up, meet up. Really hoping that we'll see Christy Lindsay in here pretty soon. Of course, you probably won't be seeing a lot of Leah. She's got horses to take care of. Just God's word for too much fucking work. It's looking out so much better. Bad enough to have to counteract one set of shakes, then you gotta go back and try to hold all of those shakes. I'd like it all with my damn fingernail. Glad I didn't turn that all the way up again. We have a letter. Look at that. By God, that looks like a bee. Hey, Super Dave. Oh, let's see. Well, I got about 10 minutes to get ready. So it's really been awesome meeting up with everybody again. I'll be back at 7. So right around that time frame, y'all be watching, and I will be here. Let's say a quick little prayer and go ahead and hop off. Creator, please bless this world. Bless my friends, my family, the people of this planet. Bring peace and protect us through the coming days. Bring us to know ourselves and each other. Amen. Well, guys, I gotta jump off of here and go do regular nice stuff. Oh, nice bee. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking and reading at the same time. Glad I read the word instead of what I was thinking. Yeah, make that a whole lot deeper and then fill it up with resin and gold. I think this is going to end up looking really cool. Hit it with some of that industrial epoxy. Everybody, love you guys. I know, dude. I do too. Super Dave, I'll be on at 7 if you want to be back, man. Hang out. Watch me play with a rock. I'll try to make as many bad jokes as I can, man. But I gotta hop off of here and get ready to go do some shit. And I will see y'all at 7. Love you guys.